Good afternoon and welcome to Injustice Investigations. I'm Mr.Scott. I hope and trust that everyone is having a good day thus far. As you can tell, my voice is somewhat out again. But briefly, let's talk about the Minneapolis situation. We're in week number 2. We've learned a lot about the case that we didn't know. We've seen videos that we had no idea exist, but they did, and we've seen them. But for the most part, let me say this, and then we'll get deep off into it. We have to remember that the system we're dealing with today is the same system we was dealing with when it came to Michael Brown. The same system. Same system. The same system when Emmett Till was killed is the same system that we're dealing with today. The system has never ever been for the black man. And to think that such a system is failing us is super stupid. It wasn't designed to help us, so it cannot be failing us. It was designed to do exactly what it's doing today, to continue and beat down on the black man. We look at Jacob Blake. Jacob Blake, last time he was able to walk was shortly before a white police officer pumped 7 bullets into his back, paralyzing him from his waist down. We're dealing with the same system that said Breonna Taylor's life means nothing. Breonna Taylor shouldn't have been at home that night. She shouldn't have been asleep that night. We're dealing with the same system that says, I'd rather give you millions of dollars before I put a white man behind bars for killing a black woman. We're dealing with that same system today. It's appalling. And it should make you outright livid that the system would rather pay millions to shut black people up than uphold the law and convict killer cops. Each time we let a killer cop get away with killing an unarmed black person in the United States of America, once again, the white race is trying to degrade the black race. When this happens, it means we are still being seen as 3/5 of a human. And with that being said, not guilty, not guilty, we dehumanize the whole black race every time this happens. It's not enough to arrest an officer. He must be convicted. The evidence against this white officer in Minneapolis is overwhelming. Overwhelming. His supervisor, the captain, superiors, basically all are saying the same thing. This was not excessive force. This was excessive force that caused a black man his life. The lieutenant said, once you have a subject under your control and they are no longer a threat to you or society, whatever pressure or force you was using to contain that individual must be released. Simply put, George Floyd was in handcuffs behind his back. There was no need for that knee to be on George Floyd's neck. He was in custody. In custody. He wasn't resisting. He was in custody, and he was of no threat to nobody. They even talked about when the paramedics arrived, and that white officer still would not take his knee off of George Floyd's neck. This is personal. This is not just business as usual for this white cop. This thing was also personal because he knew George Floyd. They worked together. So you would think when he's seeing whether they got along or not, he would listen to reason, but he didn't, because he had jealousy built up on the inside of him because so many people were respecting a man who was not a cop and disrespecting the one who wear the badge because of the way he carried himself. Respect is never given, it's earned, and he did not earn that respect. And so he was disrespected, rightfully so. This was personal. When jealousy gets on the inside of you, it becomes a cancer, and it begins to spread all over your body. And you become a danger to yourself and others. I've watched that video probably 1,000 times like you are. And I'm trying to catch one thing. I'm trying to catch a look on this white cop's face that said, man, I'm wrong. I shouldn't do this. But every time I watch it, it gets worse and worse because the same thoughts enter into my mind. He's enjoying this. He loves this. When George Floyd said, I can't breathe, you should have got up. When the people yelling at you said, he can't, you should have got up. The paramedics came, and you didn't get up still. George Floyd died at the hands of a white, racist, diabolical cop. And this is not what he learned in the academy. But he was doing exactly as he wanted to do. I finally got this nigga. And I'm gonna make him pay. And he sits in the courtroom with his nice little suit and tie on and mask. This is how he's acting in the courtroom, and I'm sure many of you have seen it, but I'm gonna play it out anyway. He don't give a damn. He don't give a damn. As far as he is concerned, in his diabolical, naive mind, he really thinks George Floyd is on trial. And if I didn't know any better, I would think George Floyd was on trial. We have a system that is a racist, corrupt system. And either way the verdict goes, in Minneapolis and across this world, hell is going to break loose. I don't need to listen to another expert come and say what that white officer did was not policy. I don't need to hear another one. I know it's not policy. It's murder. That's what it is. And since he interrupted George Floyd's life with death, I think the punishment should fit the crime. I think it should be executed. They can give him the chair, the gas chamber, they can inject him. I don't care. It's up to them. But if they need somebody to do it, call me. I will do it. What's going on in the United States with blacks and cops is getting extremely worse, extremely fast. You have to pay attention to what's going on. On to another brief subject that we're going to cover this week. Don't you think it's just the black vote that's under attack right now? With one signature, This one signature has turned this country upside down. Just one signature did it. Not only are they attacking the black vote, you may not believe this, but heaven's been to back me up, and I don't say that lightly. They are attacking our freedom as black people. There is another plan in the midst of this plan. You got to connect the dots. Georgia went blue twice. November 2020, January 2021. I'll be down. I'll be damned. You tell me, when you look at this new law, and by the way, just because it's legal, don't make it right. You look at this new law, and they threw in a couple of sentences in there to make you think that it was trying to help you out. But here's the one that really all of them bothered me, but one that really bothers me. Whether it's a misdemeanor or a felony, it's a crime to give someone standing in line food and water. We know black folks will stand out there for 12 hours waiting to vote. We know some of these black folks that will stand out there that long. A lot of them range from 60 on up. A lot of the mail-in ballots are going to be Democrats. And so we're going to remove some of the ballot boxes. We're not going to put as many out next time as we did the last time. Stevie Wonder can see this bullshit. But if that low-down, trifling, insignificant, racist, diabolical governor thinks that this is it, blacks will leave it alone, and we will obey, and we will respect this law, you're a fool with a serious problem. Brother, it's not going to go down like that. I know for a fact you did not sit down and add up the cost. Because if you did, you would have heard in your mind, them Negroes going to act an ass. You finna mess the economy up. You finna cause a lot of companies to get shut down. And the companies are not going to go for that bullshit just because you don't like blacks. You should find your trifling pink ass a country that's acceptable to you that don't have blacks. Good luck with that. This shit don't get serious. This shit is serious. You just bluntly disrespect the color of my skin because you don't like the color of my skin. We're being given so many subliminal messages. But as I was listening to Dr. King's one of his tapes the other day, and he was talking about how we must not be asleep during the revolution. We must wake up. But today in 2021, we have too many happy niggas. We have too many niggas that are walking around sleeping with their eyes open. It's too many happy niggas. As long as we have a lot of happy niggas, our fight for justice for us will always be difficult to win because of the happy niggas. Oh, they see what's going on, but they don't care. Yeah, all they want to do is eat the crumbs from master's table. Ours are good. We can't do that. Ours are good. Boss good to us. He likes us. He gives us water. He gives us food and stuff. He's been good to us and stuff. Boy, them niggas don't know what they're talking about. Yes, sir, master. Yeah, you want your car wash, master? Okay, yeah, all right. Should I bath the dog again? They'll put their lips on that pink man's ass and get blistered, have to go to the doctor, and doing the visit to the doctor, and the doctor telling him, well, you got this fungus from that pink ass you've been kissing. I advise you not to do that anymore. Well look, what if I have to do this like an emergency just one more time and stuff? See, I can get some, what do you got, that triple antibiotic ointment and stuff put on there and stuff. That way, one day make you always die. Yes, son. You're right. Who am I? Go on. Kissy, kissy, pussy, pussy. Listen, we're under attack on every end. We'll be back later this week, hopefully on YouTube with a live video. One more thing before we go. Our prayers are with DMX. We love him. We respect him. I'm never quick to put anyone down that is doing drugs or alcohol. For one reason, I don't know how they got there in the first place. And the only reason I know his personal business is because of his celebrity status. I have been blocking people on my Facebook page since this happened. Anytime you come with something negative about DMX, I'm gonna delete it and I'm gonna block you. Stop trying to act like you got it together. I don't know why some people do drugs. But I do know that DMX once said this in an interview, that an individual gave him a blunt, and he thought it was just a blunt at the age of 14. But that blunt was laced with cocaine, and so here we are. And those of you that continue to put the brother down, regardless of what he's been through or what's going on right now, I bet he has gave more to the society of this country than you have to your whole house. You're not perfect. Stop acting like you are. People have different ways of dealing with things. Some alcohol, some drugs. Some of y'all got so much going on right now. You keep failing at everything in life. You really want to kill yourself, but you don't do that because you know you're so clumsy that you might even mess that up and you don't want to be embarrassed. Think before you speak. The man is in ICU. If you can't say nothing good about him on my page or on my channel, move around. This ain't the place for you. It's not. We praying for him day and night. Day and night. We love you, brother. We'll see you all later. I'm Al Scott with Injustice Investigation. Let's go back to the courthouse.